You're listening to Dark Conversations, where we talk about the things that keep us up at night.
Where horror, paranormal, and crime collide together. Nothing's ever quite what it seems.
Tonight, we're stepping into the dark, so turn your lights off.
Get comfortable and
Let's dive into the abyss. Welcome back. This is episode 10.
Or episode 1.
Osage murders and favorite cryptids is what our draw is. And that was supposed to be our very first episode.
Listen, I said I was sorry. I didn't mean to do it.
Someone decided that they were going to record but not turn on the mic.
Yeah, we did the entire thing and it was not recorded. So
we'll start with topic 1. Osage murders. Now, I will say we did research together on this the very first time.
We did. It was boring.
And someone didn't hit record.
I said I was sorry, but we have more information on this one. Well, not on the Osage. I'm pretty sure we have all of the same information.
Oh, no, I actually, looked into it this time.
I did not. Because I remember it being boring and I didn't want to do it.
So this time mine is a lot better. But, of course, our listeners will not know that.
No, they won't.
But what I remember is the Osage got relocated into Oklahoma. Or they bought the land so they couldn't get relocated because I think that was their 4th time getting relocated.
Which happened on June 28th of 1906. It says Congress passed the Osage Allotment Act, which divided surface land among members but kept mineral rights, oil rights, commonly owned by the Osage Nation. Also, I think this is wrong. Never mind. Ignore what I said because this is right before the murder started happening in 1906. I'm pretty sure the act you're talking about happened in 1860.
And they found oil, and they were now the richest Native American tribe.
So it happened on June 28th, 1906.
The white people took over because they didn't think natives could handle the money. Well, each Native American had a personal budget guy, is what I call them, and some of them even had more than one. But they were told where they can spend, how they can spend, how much they can spend.
Yeah.
And most of the time it was bare minimum.
Yeah. They were basically in a conservatorship.
Now, according to the FBI website, the Osage discovered the oil, and then murder happened.
The first murder happened in 1921.
When they found a woman's body of Anna Brown, an Osage Native American. The undertaker found a bullet wound in the back of her head. There was no known enemies, and the case went unsolved.
Yep. For almost 70 years, I'm pretty sure it was. Never mind. Let me fact check myself. It's not 70 years. The whole case lasted 70 years.
Then something strange happened, and 2 months later, Anna's mother suspiciously died, and 2 years later, her cousin dies. And in 1923, her sister and brother-in-law die from their home being bombed. Anna's last living sibling was Molly Burkhart. Mm-hmm. One by one, the Osage Native Americans and oil men and some others turned up dead. Anyone that had evidence or suspicious activity either threatened or turned up dead, like W.W. Vangun, who was thrown out of a train and found dead. This is the part I remember, was he was visiting one of the Native Americans in the hospital, or evidence he found against some people they can throw in jail. Well, then he never got off the train. Okay, let me backtrack, rewind. After he visited the Native American, on his way to the train, he called the police, and that's when he exclaimed that he has evidence to throw people in jail. But he never got off the train. When they found his body, they never found the papers he said he had.
So I finally found my place.
Okay.
So I'm going to start in March 10th of 1923, where Rita and Bill Smith got blown up. And I'll read down.
Okay.
So this March 10th, 1923, at 2 a.m., the home of Rita and W.E. Bill Smith blows up. Rita and a white servant girl named Nettie Brookshire are killed instantly. Bill Smith dies a few days later. March 11th, 1923, before he dies, Bill Smith says that he has only 2 enemies in the world, and they are Bill Hale and Ernest Burkhart, which we've mentioned a Burkhart before, Molly. March 24th, 1923, the Commissioner of Indian Affairs requests the aid of the Bureau of Investigation, an agency later called the FBI, to investigate the murders on the Osage Reservation. June 14th, 1923, Henry Grammer, who might have been able to provide incriminating evidence against W.K. Hale, dies in a car accident that might have resulted from tampering with brakes. June 1923, lawyer W. W. Vaughn, returning from an interview with George Bighart in Oklahoma City Hospital. Bighart revealed to Vaughn information about the Osage killings, is killed and thrown off a train. Summer of 1923, by now over 24 Osage have been murdered. The actual toll is probably significantly higher. Oil revenue for the Osage in the year of 1923 totals over $30 million.
So after some petitions made in 1923, the newly created Bureau of Investigation, also known as the FBI. All fingers pointed at William Hale. He lied, bribed people, intimidated people, and stole his way to wealth, and was known as the King of Osage Hill. He grew even greedier when the oil was discovered. His nephew was actually married to Anna's sister, Molly. If all of Molly's siblings and mother have died, then Molly and her husband, Ernest Burkhart, would take the money of $500,000 or even more a year. No one was talking about anything in the town. Hale also planted false leads that made agents scurry across the Southwest. Tom White led the team of investigators to pose as insurance salesmen, cattle buyers, oil prospectors, and herbal doctors to gain trust in the Osage and build their case.
July 1925, Tom White, appointed by J. Edgar Hoover to head the Osage murder investigation, takes over the Oklahoma City field office. September 1925, federal agents focus on how W.K. Hale came to be the beneficiary of Henry Roan's $25,000 life insurance policy. Late 1925, Molly Burkhart, a likely victim of poisoning, is hospitalized. She has been receiving insulin injections from two of the town doctors, the Shawn brothers, that probably contain poison. January 4th, 1926. Warrants are issued for the arrest of William Hale and Ernest Burkhart for the murders of Bill and Rita Smith and their servant, Nettie Brookshire. January 1926. Agents obtain statements from Blackie Thompson, who says that Burkhart and Hale asked him and a buddy, Curly Johnson, to kill Bill and Rita Smith. Thompson says they refused to do the job. Another January 1926. Ernest Burkhart confesses. He says that Hale recruited Henry Graham to find Asia Kirby to plan and execute the explosion at the Smith house. Burkhart identifies John Ramsey as the killer of Henry Roan and Kelsey Morrison as the killer of Anna Brown. What? Okay, that didn't make sense to me. Coercion, I can't say it. The murder of Roan, and implicates himself in the murders of Bill and Rita Smith and their servant, but then redacts his confession. William K. Hale and John Ramsey are turned over to the federal government for prosecution. The federal authorities decide to proceed first with charges for the murder of Roan, believing that his murder, unlike the others, was committed on Indian territory, thus allowing for federal court jurisdictions. January 20th, Ernest Burkhart tells authorities that he is sure Hale is trying to bump him off. Hale hires a gunman to kill Catherine Cole, Kelsey Morrison's former wife, because she knew too much about the murders, but the gunman doesn't go through with it and tells authorities. March 1st, 1926. So all of that happened in January of 1926. So exactly 100 years. A federal district court judge rules that the Roan case should only proceed in state courts. The federal government says it will appeal. March 12th, at the preliminary hearing in the Hale-Ramsey state court trial, prosecution witness Burkhart is allowed to meet with Hale's lawyer in the judge's chambers. March 13th, Ernest Burkhart refuses to testify for the state and instead testifies for the defense. He denies that Hale asked anyone to kill Roan. Ernest Burkhart sues various federal agents, alleging his confession was coerced by putting a loaded revolver at his side and forcing him to sign. State murder charges are filed against Ernest Burkhart. Kelsey Morrison confesses to killing Anna Brown. The killing, he said, was arranged for and paid by Hale and Brian Burkhart. At the state court trial of Ernest Burkhart, Hale testifies falsely that agents tried to get him to confess by shoving a big gun in my face. Burkhart and Ramsey claim their confessions were similarly coerced. Ernest Burkhart withdraws his plea of not guilty and pleads guilty and says that following the instructions of Hale and Ramsey, he had informed Asia Kirby it was time to blow up the Smith house. Ernest Burkhart is sentenced to life in imprisonment. A federal grand jury in Guthrie, Oklahoma, indicates Hale and Ramsey for the murder of Henry Roan. The federal trial of Hale and Ramsey begins in Guthrie. Ernest Burkhart testifies that Hale originally planned to kill Roan with poisoned moonshine. The jury in the Hale-Ramsey trial announces that it is unable to reach a verdict and a mistrial is declared. A grand jury indicts Hale's defense attorney, Jim Springer, and several witnesses for attempting to obstruct justice in the first Hale-Ramsey trial. The second trial of Hale and Ramsey opens in October 20th, 1926. Hale and Ramsey are found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment in Leavenworth. The jury is unable to reach a verdict in the state court trial of Brian Burkhart for the murder of Anne Brown. Kelsey Morrison is tried and convicted in a state court in Myrtlesville for the murder of Anne Brown. Morrison is sentenced to life. Brian Burkhart was given immunity and testifies for the prosecution. The Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals rules that Hale and Ramsey were tried in the wrong district court of Oklahoma and reverses their conviction. Molly Burkhart, having divorced Brian Burkhart, marries John Cobb. I am now at 1929.
So eventually, Ernest started talking, and then the rest followed suit.
As we
Agent proved that Hale ordered the murders of Anna and her family to inherit the oil rights. It's alleged that he tried to poison Molly, but every attempt was unsuccessful. In January of 1929, Ernest was a part of the sham. Him and Hale were convicted and sent to prison, along with the hitman and crooked lawyer, all served time as well.
In 1937, Ernest Burkhart is paroled, but later returns to prison for a robbery. So this man really had a problem with not keeping his hands off of money that wasn't his. Oh, and then 1947, after serving 20 years at Leavenworth, William Hale is paroled at the age of 72.
But to be honest, I didn't think they would have taken anyone down for this, and it would have stayed unsolved. Because at the time, not a lot of whites wanted to associate in a good way with the natives due to being greedy and, to be honest and not sorry at all. That's why I think they separated themselves from Britain, was to gain more, not what they actually say in the history books. To end on this,
History is wrote by victors, not...
To end on this, there is a movie about this called The Killers of the Flower Moon, and I have not watched it yet, but I really want to. And it's starring Leonardo DiCaprio. So topic 2, favorite cryptids. So my favorite cryptid is Mothman, and to be honest, I don't know why. But what I can remember is if you see Mothman, it means something very tragic is going to happen. More like a moth, hence the name Mothman. But he has a moth face, he has antennas, he has big wings, but he has like a human body.
Bird has made 2 Mothmen, and they're adorable, and I want to steal them, and she will not let me, so...
I'm making you your own Mothman. Remember, you chose him with your eyes.
I did!
He also has red eyes. Now, I know when we first tried to film the episode, I didn't have a lot on him, and I actually had places that were cited, and I decided not to put him down this time, so...
I have so much on the Loch Ness Monster. So the Loch Ness Monster is a cryptid in Scotland. It lies in Loch Ness, hence the name, a lake so vast and deep that it has inspired legends for centuries. I'm reading straight from my notes, guys. Stretching 23 miles long, a mile wide, and over 750 feet deep. Its dark waters are perfect for hiding secrets, and none more famous than the legendary Loch Ness Monster. Her descriptions varies. Most people talk about her having like a bump on her back. I'm saying her because most people call her a her. She has a reptilian head, and some people think she's just a prehistoric plesiosaur, a water dinosaur. The loch is dotted with small islands which play a key role in the legend. The ruins of this 13th century castle overlook deep waters. Many reports of Nessie are seen here, or the shadows moving beneath it. Tourists swear that in the early morning or in twilight is when she's most seen.
That's funny you said Twilight.
Twilight! Cherry Island is another one. They're a collection of tiny islands. They're created like little natural hiding spots for her to hide. That's what people think. She might be on Cherry Island. Legends date back to the 6th century, where monks wrote of a monstrous water beast in the loch. In 1933, modern attention exploded when a couple claimed to see an enormous animal rolling and plunging on the surface. The famous surgeon's photograph in 1934 showed Nessie's head and a neck, a photo that captured imaginations worldwide, though later revealed to be a hoax. Some unlikely theories of what Nessie is the elephant theory. Some people think that she is literally just an elephant. And I had to look it up because I did not believe that there was elephants in Scotland. I remember saying this in the first episode as well.
That was your first thought?
Yes.
My first thought would be an elephant can survive underwater completely.
Well, she goes with her fin.
Yeah, and then puts it down, and how long has it been under there before you can see it walk out?
You don't know what these ancient elephants can do. But yes, elephants at some point were actually in Scotland. Others believe that Nessie is just a complete hoax, that a Roman priest was trying to spread Christianity a little bit more, and he made this monstrosity of a monster to back his claims that God is real. Others believe that it's a dinosaur, which that would be the most scientific explanation. But I love Nessie. It's why my nickname is Locke on the show. I've always liked the Loch Ness Monster. I think she's adorable.
Okay, so what was your secret?
My secret was the flashlight frog. It's a cryptid, and it is the most boring cryptid I have ever looked into. It's just a frog.
Like a regular sized frog.
It's just a frog.
Or is it like a human frog?
No, it's a frog. It is.
So it's a small little frog.
It's a bioluminescent frog.
Oh, so it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. It's not. People just mistake it because, like, when you shine, obviously, if you shine your flashlight or something on a bioluminescent thing, it glows. So people are just like, oh, a flashlight frog.
Now, how's that a cryptid?
I don't know. I guess.
What does your note say?
You want me to read this?
Yeah.
I actually wrote this. This didn't come from what I normally do.
Copy and paste.
Shut up. The flashlight frog is a mysterious creature often discussed in the field of cryptozoology, which focuses on animals that have been reported but not scientifically proven to exist.
You just said they were real.
While the flashlight frog is not recognized by scientists as a real species, it has become part of modern folklore and urban legend. Stories about this creature typically come from nighttime sightings in forests, swamps, or other wet environments where frogs are commonly found. According to reported description, the flashlight frog resembles a normal frog or toad, but has unusual glowing features. Witnesses often claim that the creature appears to emit light either from its body or its eyes, making it look like a small, living flashlight in the dark. So like when you flash a flashlight and it hits a cat or a dog and it does the little weird glowy eye.
Like reptile humans?
Yeah. It does that weird thing. It's just a frog! And I know what you said. Stop laughing! These reports can seem convincing, especially because they occur in low light conditions where visibility is limited and the human eye can be easily deceived. Other possible explanation is the bioluminescence, the ability of certain organisms to produce light naturally. Additionally, environmental factors like moisture on a frog's skin or the presence of nearby fireflies can create visual effects that make it seem as the frog is glowing. In conclusion, the flashlight frog is best understood as a cryptoid rooted in misinterpretation rather than reality. While the idea of a glowing frog is fascinating and adds mystery, it's a frog that somebody mistook for a flashlight. Pretty sure they were on mushrooms or they were high, because while I want like a flashlight frog, because when I pulled it I was like, that is so cool, like a flashlight frog, what kind of horrors are we gonna get into? It's a frog. It's a frog it's a frog.
Maybe that's where most of the cryptids come from. Someone on mushrooms.
Oh, that would be hilarious. It's a frog!
And they just feed mushrooms to other people so it can be convinced.
Look at this frog. Like, we have frogs. We have a lot of frogs around here. And sometimes when you shine a light on them, they glow a little bit. It's just because of their skin, the skinless skin.
The skinless skin?
Yeah. It's just how frogs are. They glow slightly. Try getting a black light and flashing it on a scorpion and see the magic that happens there. Sorry, the flashlight frog really upset me. At least with Sam Harris, there was a cool background to it, even though it was horrifying. The flashlight frog is just a frog.
You should have done it on Frogman then.
He's probably just a frog too.
Oh, he is a frog, but he's like taller than a human.
I'm sure that that's the thing. Anacondas are real, and they're giant snakes.
Not that big.
They can get pretty big.
Yeah, I know they can get pretty big, but they're not that big.
They can get up to 20 feet long.
Okay, so we'll do my secret draw, which is topic number 3, kids that are killers. What do you think when I say that?
Kids that were killers? They would eat to their parents or somebody else?
I mean, yes. So the world's youngest, that is widely reported to be the youngest, is, I think you say it, Armajit?
Listen, we don't English very well.
English? This is a different country.
Oh, well then we don't different country very well either.
He was age 8, and he was arrested in 2007.
Wow, that wasn't that long ago.
He killed 3 kids. It only mentions he killed his cousin and a little sister, so I don't know who the 3rd kid is. But he went to kid jail until he turned 18, and then he was released, and it doesn't really report on what he did after he got released, but he strangled 2 of his victims, and one of them, he hit them over their head with a brick.
Yeah, he's definitely killing again.
Now, he was doing this on purpose. I looked into kind of the little bit of background to it, and the family was trying to keep him out. They're protecting him. His family is protecting him. And then the village was like, okay, I mean, I guess maybe it could have been an accident. And then after the 3rd one, they're like, nah, he's going to jail.
First one could have been an accident. Second one, you go,
yeah, you question.
3rd one, you're like, that little thing needs to kick him off the island.
Now, the one I thought was the youngest, which, I mean, she could have been the youngest at the time, was Mary Bell, and she was age 10. She killed 2 kids in the UK in 1968. Purposely lured 2 kids, I think, to a open field or to an abandoned building and killed them. And
kids
then when
scary.
Yeah, kids are scary. But America's youngest serial killer is Jesse Pomeroy, age 12, convicted in 1874 at age 14.
Wow.
So he started killing at age 12 but didn't go to jail until 14. He attacked other children and then he received the death penalty, but then the judge changed their mind and he was put into solitary confinement.
Oh, I would have rather been killed. Because solitary confinement in those days was probably horrifying.
Probably. It was in the 70s.
1870s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 1870s. I didn't realize it said 1870s.
No, people go crazy nowadays in solitary confinement. Just think about it in the 1870s.
I don't know. I'm surprised they didn't kill him.
Me too.
Now, here are some, there wasn't very many of these ones, but here's ones that started probably as an accident and then turned bad right after. But his name is Joshua Phillips. In 1998, his friend asked to play baseball, and she got hit with the ball, and she started bleeding from her head. Well, then he dragged her into his house, tried to silence her after she was about to run to her parents. He tried to silence her, fearing that his father would come home and get mad at him. I don't know exactly how he killed her, but he killed her, stuffed her under his bed, and then when he noticed she was still alive, he slit her throat. And then one day, his mom noticed a wet spot in his room, and then found the body.
Ooh.
And he was tried as an adult.
My one question of that, though, is why was he so scared of his father? What was his father doing to, make him so scared that he accidentally hit his friend in the face with a ball?
Some kids get scared. Some kids do get scared when they get in trouble. And so once you hurt another person, they're like, oh my God, it's going to be even worse. So, it could have been that. Or he could just been lying. I don't know.
Just imagine finding a wet spot in your kid's room being like, what is this? And then pulling out, was he just laying on top of her?
Sounds like it.
That poor girl. That's a horrific death.
Others like this, most cases are actually usually of someone that's holding a gun and accidentally shoots someone. That's really all the accident reports that yeah. And if they can prove it was an accident, then they don't get in trouble. And then when it looks like it's more than an accident, that's when they're like, you're getting investigated.
Investigation.
These are the ones that kill for love. So this one I watched is Jennifer Pan. She was in a relationship. Her parents didn't approve.
Wasn't she with the immigrant parents?
Yes.
It's on Netflix. I watched that one. It's really good.
Because it wasn't someone they liked due to how perfect that they tried to make her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't into that type of life.
No.
And so the only thing that she thought she can get away with was murder and call it a robbery gone wrong.
Yeah, and the police instantly were like, no.
No, she had too many inconsistencies in her story.
Yeah.
Every time she went, it was different. And eventually the truth came out and she went to jail. I didn't put how long or anything, but others like this is Holly and Sandy, 15-year-olds, because his grandparents forbid them to be together. So they killed his grandma because they couldn't be together.
Just wait until you're 18 and then they can't do anything.
And then Jasmine, age 12, killed her family because they didn't like how she was dating an older man.
Okay, well her parents are right on that one.
Yeah, but she didn't have to kill them.
No, she didn't have to kill them.
I know there's this one. I tried looking up the case, but I watched the documentary over it. And it's where it was this girl. She had a stepdad. And her mom was up in the shower. She came in, killed her mom, and then shot her dad to make it look like an accident. And then I can't remember if she tried to wound herself, but eventually the cops found out that she was trying to hook up with her stepdad and they were going to run away together, and that's why they killed the mom.
That's gross.
Yeah, but I can't find it anywhere now. Now, these are the ones that kill to get out of bad situations. And of course, the Mendez brothers.
Which we will be doing a deep dive into them next season.
Yes. To me, they count because they were still young. I honestly thought they were younger than what they were, so they stay on my paper. They were actually 18 and 21. Now, everyone does know the story. The brothers and some of the family say they were getting assaulted by their dad, and no one wanted to do anything about it, so the only way out was to kill them both. It's more an opinion on this one because you actually don't know what happened. We weren't there. We did not hear it. We didn't physically watch it. In their first trial, some of the sexual allegations, yes, they had good evidence, but not good enough to do something about it. They had a couple family members say something in a letter.
Yes.
Then they made them do a second trial, which I think was so dumb.
Yeah.
It's more of an opinion on this one because you actually don't know what happened. We were not there. We did not hear it. We didn't hear what they say. We did not physically see anything, and we weren't there at the time of the crime. But I do believe they were getting assaulted, and they thought that this was the only way out. There is a Netflix show called Monsters that shows their story. I think you need to do research first, form your own opinion on it, then go watch it, because that has like 3 or 4 different stories put into one. Now, I know a lot of people would think, well, why didn't they just leave? It's kind of hard to leave when you have a very rich parent that has connections.
And we looked into what his father did, and he had some connections.
But others like this, Gypsy Rose. And to be honest, I don't believe that one fully. I do believe she killed her mom to get away, but I'm sure she was more involved than what she originally said.
Yes. Especially nowadays because of everything that's happening on TikTok with her.
I don't really watch her on TikTok because that's kind of giving her a platform.
Yeah, I don't try and watch her on TikTok. I see her videos and then I scroll past.
I will watch people that duet her videos.
That's what I mainly do because I want to give them.
I mean, there is a lot more cases like people that kill their friends just because they don't want them to be a part of their friend group anymore.
That might be me. If I go missing one day, you know what happened. Allegedly for entertainment purposes. The
other one is the Slenderman Killers, which I can't remember exactly what they did, but it was a friend group that went out and killed people, and they were teenagers.
Yeah.
So there isn't like a lot of 10 and under killers, but I have noticed that there is a lot of teen killers. that kill because their parents don't approve of their partner, they want more money, or because they want to get away and don't know how. There is some that decide to kill because they want to know how it felt and what it would be like. And there is those very small amount that it was an accident and then ended up killing the person instead of going and telling someone they need help. It'd be a better outcome if they knew that they'd get more in trouble by killing the person instead of asking for help because they're injured.
Yes. If they're a teen, though, they don't think about that. They're just like, oh no!
I mean, neither do little kids.
Yeah.
Now, with the whole accident thing, I know parents would automatically get mad and that you probably did it on purpose, but at least they're not dead.
I can honestly say, back when me and Bird were kids, we were messing around in her backyard with a baseball bat because we were playing baseball, and I hit her so hard with a baseball bat, but I didn't mean to. It wasn't like we laughed about it because, like, that's just us. But accidents happen.
I did put down, because I didn't realize I put more, but I put, at least, they aren't dead, just injured really bad. But none of these are excuses to these kid killers. They need help from a young age, and people need to recognize signs and get help for them, because you can save lives that way without losing your loved one at the same time. There is one case where this person, she knew her son had a problem, and she kept trying to get him to go to a mental hospital early before anything happened. He didn't look bad enough to go in. Well, then she finally tried to get a judge involved, and the judge goes, I'm sorry, he's not doing anything bad, I can't help you. And then after a while, he actually killed a couple of people, got in trouble, and then she's like, I told you. Did you do a deep dive?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Well, my deep dive is yes, you did. Things we've seen on TV that scared us.
I was waiting for you to realize. So my first one is logging trucks. And if you know, you know. Ever since Final Destination 2, I cannot physically be behind one of those trucks. I don't think any of us can. Every time you see one, you're like, oh my God, I'm about to get crushed by a log. It's not fun. My second one is basements. I'm going to read exactly what I put because it's funny. I don't trust basements at all. It's always the same dim lighting, weird noises, and that one light bulb barely working. It's swinging for no reason. And in movies, nothing ever good comes from a basement. Everybody's like, go check the basement. And then you go down there and you get dragged to hell. And there's something behind you and you don't know what it is.
Oh no, there could be someone right underneath the stairs ready to grab you.
I know!
So my number one that will frighten me and has since I was very little, and I don't even know what I don't know if it was a show, I don't know if it was a movie, and I wasn't supposed to be watching it. But I stood in the hallway and watched what was on TV when I was not supposed to. I was supposed to be going to bed, I think. If not, it was when I was just told to get out of the living room. It was a person on a plane, and he kept hearing this whistling noise because he was by the window. So he asked, I can't remember if she shut his screen or if she even paid attention to him. I can't remember that part. But eventually I know she went back to him, leaned over to hear the whistling he was talking about, and she just flew right out the window in pieces. That is why I will never get on an airplane.
You have to get on an airplane if we want to go to Germany.
I know. I will probably never get a window seat for at least the first 10 rides.
My next one is Ouija boards. Movies have made this feel like the worst idea ever. It always starts as a joke, and then somebody gets possessed by a demon, and nobody's ever like, hey, let's not open a door that we don't understand. Nobody's ever like that.
Says the person that told me in one of our games we should do a Ouija board.
Yeah. It still seems like fun. Dark hallways, those always scare me.
So does our hallway scare you?
No, because it's never dark.
It will be tonight.
Oh, dang, I'm not paying.
That's why I can't keep the light. I mean, that's why I have to have at least a light on, because the kids can't. They get scared.
You cannot tell me that you've never been in a dark hallway and just had that feeling like something's following you and you just sprint.
No, I don't sprint, because if you have a spirit or a ghost and it knows it's there, the activity gets worse. So if you pretend you don't feel anything or see anything, I might always get the shivers and stuff and makes it feel like someone's there, but I will never say that.
Oh no.
And I will never run because then it knows that I know.
I'm sprinting. Like, when I was here by myself a few weeks ago, I was trying to go to the bathroom, and the girls' room scared me to death, and I was like, nope, I'm sitting in my bed. I don't have to pee anymore. I turned on all of the lights in the house, and I slept with the lights on that night.
Okay, for context, Locke is my roommate.
Oh, yeah. I live with her right now.
So another one, it didn't fight me for very long, it just for a very short little bit, but I was the same age as the whole plane thing happened. But it was after I brushed my teeth and I was in the same hallway watching TV as I was going by. Hallways! That wasn't that scary though. It's that same house that I spoke about in one of our other episodes about the old man ghost that lived in my room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that same house. I was walking from the bathroom to my room after brushing my teeth, and I just happened to look over to see what was on TV. I don't know if it was the Discovery Channel or what. All of a sudden, there was a snake that came through someone's window, went down onto the floor, up into the bed, and striked at this kid. And I was terrified. I went into my room, and at the time, we were not allowed to have TVs in our room, so it was pitch black, and oh my god, I swore I saw a snake, because I had shoes right next to my door. I swore I saw a snake, kind of like outlined my shoes. I freaked out so bad. I would not touch the ground. Everyone was already asleep. I had to jump from my bed onto my dresser, or it was onto something else than my dresser. And I had to, first I was calling my mom, and then she didn't answer. So then I started banging on the wall. I will say she was really mad coming into my room.
Oh, your poor mom. I can imagine how she...
Yeah, I just know she was not happy.
All right, my next one is flickering lights, which I already kind of like talked about. Like flickering lights.
You know, most of the time it's because the light bulb's going out.
So?
I mean, I'm not a skeptic, but that's mainly the real reason.
And wells. And I'm scared of wells because of the ring.
Why are you scared of flickering light bulbs? You didn't explain.
It's just because, like, it normally signifies a ghost. A ghostie is here, and they're, like, drawing the power from the light bulbs, and what are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Like this?
No, that doesn't freak me out.
Oh no, what if one of those lights start flickering?
I'd be like, Mom! And wells.
Why are you scared of whales?
You can't see the bottom of it. And like in everything with horror movies or anything in general, there's always a dead body.
A whale. I was thinking a legit whale in the ocean.
No,
whale.
not an whale. Like a whale, like splashy. Wait, they both splashy.
You're scared of water wells because you can't see the bottom?
And there's always like a dead body at the bottom of them. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, I don't know. There hasn't been discovered in all of them.
We did a case file game a few months ago, that was about a well, and there was a girl at the bottom of it. So you cannot tell me that 90%...
It wasn't that deep, though.
It was like 40 feet.
Was it?
Yeah, it was pretty deep. But yeah, they have to be deep so you can get to the underground water.
Well, not all of... Some of them are just for show.
That makes them worse. Why do you need a show well?
To make it look like you're fancy? I don't know.
Why do you need a well? And also, people just like, here's a well. Let me put a body in it. Cover it up now. Hole with a body in it.
Well, technically, if they cover it up, then it's...
Not a well anymore.
Yeah.
But my point still stays.
One of my other ones is the same as most people, and you've already mentioned it. Final Destination with the log truck.
What should we talk about?
Now, it really can happen. It's rare, but it happens. Most of the time, they fall on the side. So usually the side of the... not really the side of the road, but the
they probably
ditches. They go to the side of the road. Now, there is incidents very rarely. It's more rare than the logs falling off that it actually comes from behind and you get hit in the front. But it does happen.
Why would you tell me that? I didn't want to know.
I do not like driving behind them, ever. And now I also do not like driving behind the ones that have multiple cars on it. Because anytime you go over bumps, you see all the cars do this.
like,
Yeah. I hate that.
they need to add that into the next Final Destination. Contact us. We have a lot of information. Not information.
Final Destination, contact us. We have some ideas.
Ideas, not information. We don't have information on ways to kill people.
Actually, if they wanted real ideas, they can just go with 1,000 Ways to Die.
Oh my god. Do you remember that show?
I love that show.
I want to watch them.
I think it's on Tubi.
You know, I actually thought some of those deaths were real. They're not. They're just staged.
No, yeah. Now, some of them are real.
I remember the, like, Chinese one where they were bowing and then they hit heads and then they died. Or the guy screwing the porcupine and he died from...
I don't remember those. The only ones that I can think of on the top of my head is the one that drank monsters constantly.
Which
she ended up having a heart attack.
Which can happen.
The other one is where this guy shot a gun at a party straight up, and then there's a gravity, it comes back down, it hit someone else. Yeah, and they ended up dying. And then the other one, I can't remember what it is now, but I used to remember it for the longest time. But actually, some of the stuff on that show kind of scared me. I honestly completely forgot about that show until now, so if not, some of that would be included in this.
Clowns, they're just creepy. I don't like them. They're too smiley. The only clown that I am okay with is It, and I don't understand.
So you like them to be terrifying?
I guess so. The minute you're smiley at me, I'm like, you're terrifying. I don't like you. No, thank you.
Why?
Go away. Because they're just scary. They're too... Have you seen a clown?
Because he's a scary clown.
I know. So why do happy clowns scare me?
Probably because they're mainly killers.
Fair.
I mean, I only know one that kills, but yeah.
And my second one is chainsaws.
Why are you scared of chainsaws?
I wrote down a long paragraph.
Okay.
This one isn't even about movies. I just don't like them. There's something about them that's always felt aggressive and way too loud. They make me uncomfortable, but when you add them into movies, it's not okay. Because now it's just not just a chainsaw, it's someone chasing you with a chainsaw. And 90% of the time, it's a clown with a chainsaw that's chasing you. I think the fact that makes it even more disturbing to me is chainsaws were originally intended for childbirth. They just scare me. I don't like them. I don't like the sound.
I will say most of mine, I'm only scared for a short amount of time, except for the plane and the truck. I know I was scared of paintings for the longest time due to certain paintings. Let me rephrase that. I was scared of certain paintings because of the show, The Gallery. Thinking, timeout, rewind, step back.
That's not a rewind sound. That was a celebration sound.
I know I was scared of paintings, which are certain paintings, for a little bit due to the show, The Gallery. Thinking something would pop up out of nowhere in the painting, like the one in the episode. I do love that show, though. It feels kind of like The Twilight Zone. Very similar. Just like how The Creep Show and Tales from the Crypt are kind of similar.
Okay, so I technically have 3 more. I didn't write one of them down, but we have talked about it. Elevators.
Oh, yeah.
Elevators scare me, and this is
Why do elevators scare you?
Movie elevators don't scare me. Like, I know that, like, they're terrifying in horror movies and stuff, but I'm personally scared of elevators because I got my hair stuck in one when I was a kid. The second one of this is boats.
Time out, rewind. The whole elevator thing.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of elevators until it breaks down.
I've never been one that...
Neither have I, but I don't want to be.
I feel like I would cry. I feel like that would be the one time that I'm on the ground sobbing my eyes out like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. They did do a 1,000 Way to Die elevator scene, you know, like people jumping and then they just kind of went splat. Don't actually jump in an elevator, by the way, guys. Like, that's not how you survive an elevator. You'd have to time it perfectly, and nobody ever times it perfectly. Anyway, my second one is boats, and that came from the movie Ghost Ship, where, like, the cable breaks and it, like, slices everybody in half.
That's what you're scared of?
Just that part.
The cables?
Yeah. Also, I don't like boats. I'm scared of the water.
I don't like giant boats.
No, I don't like any boats.
I'm okay with the small one.
Nope, I don't like boats.
That you can take on the lake.
I barely like getting into a float with you guys on the lake. I'm a big scaredy cat when it comes to boats. And my last thing is tanning beds.
Because the Final Destination?
Yeah, that's just because I don't want to be stuck inside one. I feel like I have no idea if I'm claustrophobic, but I feel like I am claustrophobic. I've never put myself in a situation to have to figure out if I am claustrophobic. My last little line that I have is, it's actually wild how movies can take normal things and turn them into something you've never thought as scary before. Like, I'm not scared of monsters. I'm scared of driving behind the wrong truck. going into a basement alone, flickering lights, walking past a dark hallway, looking into a well, being stuck on a boat, seeing a clown, hearing a chainsaw start up, and getting stuck inside a tanning bed. So yeah, thanks movies. Really appreciate that. So that's the end of this episode.
Do work hard.
Let me get it wrong again for the 10th time. 11th time, technically.
The iconic nonfiction crime book In Cold Blood, written in 1966 by Truman, took place in what Midwestern state? Missouri, Nebraska, Ohio, or Kansas?
Nebraska.
Why do you think it's Nebraska?
Because nothing happens in Nebraska.
I'm going with Ohio. Kansas.
Oh, that was my second choice. I'm getting distracted by the movie.
Well, that was it. All done. Please like and subscribe.
Hit the bell so you can get notifications when we post our episodes.
Thank you for listening to Dark Conversations.
Have a good night and
keep your darkness at bay.
bye!